Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome back. I am so excited to kick off 2025 with all of you by diving into the many different ways Ediea celebrated the new year.
Oh, yeah.
And
You guys have given us
a lot to unpack.
so many different broadcasts from across the nation.
Yeah, from all over.
Each one offering a different perspective on the festivities.
Right, and a lot of different perspectives.
We've got a ton of ground to cover.
Yeah, we do.
Instead of just listing what happened in each city,
Yeah.
we're going to try to uncover the heart of these celebrations, really explore the traditions, the emotions, and maybe even some of the symbolism behind them.
Right. I love that.
So are you ready to dive in?
Oh, absolutely. Let's get started.
Okay, let's begin with Belasco.
Okay.
The BBC broadcast really highlighted the Belasco Spire as like the centerpiece of their celebration.
Right, front and center.
They called it a multimedia extravaganza.
Oh, wow.
25 minutes of fireworks, visual projections on the spire itself.
Yeah.
Live music. It sounds like they were really aiming for something to rival Times Square.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
You know, like a really iconic New Year's Eve event.
Yeah.
That's a good comparison.
And speaking of the music, the BBC actually listed out all 14 songs they played. 14 songs, and they even closed with Amy Winehouse's Back to Black.
Interesting choice.
I thought it was a curious choice.
Yeah.
But it looks like the set lists span lots of different genres and eras.
Yeah, mixing it up.
You know, from Sinatra to Tyler, the Creator.
Wow, that's a wide range.
Seems like they were trying to appeal to a wide audience.
For sure.
Maybe even create a sense of unity across generations.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Especially considering President Kilimos's comment about like a phoenix rising from the ashes.
Oh, I remember that.
But while the BBC focused on this grandeur, they also interviewed a resident who was complaining about the noise.
Oh, no.
He said he could hear the fireworks 20 miles away in Windenburg.
20 miles away?
20 miles.
Wow. I mean, it makes you think about, you know, striking that balance between, you know, creating this dazzling display.
Yeah.
But also the impact it has on individuals.
Yeah.
Like one person's grand spectacle might be another's noise disturbance.
Exactly. And it reminds me that you sent in broadcasts from all across Ediea.
Right.
Really showing how diversely they celebrated.
Yeah.
The Declan Daily News, for example, really highlighted that variety.
Yes. And it's so interesting to see how each city's personality comes through in the choices that they made for their celebration.
Yeah.
Like Bloxburg, for example.
Yeah.
They went with a very safe drone show.
Uh-huh.
Which, you know, kind of makes sense after the tragic fireworks incident they had last year.
Oh, yeah.
And then on the other hand, you have Wagoon.
Right.
Which is known for its industrial strength. They celebrated with £500,000 of locally made fireworks.
Oh, wow.
$500,000.
It's like they're flexing their manufacturing muscles.
Yeah, showing off a little bit.
And then you've got some cities that really focused on tradition.
Yeah.
Somerset, Winchester, and Brixton all incorporated their shared railway history into their festivities.
Yeah, they love their trains over there.
And, you know, honestly, I didn't realize how central railways are to Edian identity until I started looking through these sources.
Oh, yeah.
Really interesting.
Absolutely. Railways were essential to Edia's development.
Yeah.
You know, connecting those communities and fueling their growth.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to see those historical threads woven into their celebrations. And, you know, speaking of history, Leisfield's celebration really stood out to me.
Yeah.
Really poignant.
Yeah, their celebration was really a celebration of a fresh start.
Right.
After finally being liberated from Bimbini. So I feel like the symbolism of New Year's really took on a whole new meaning for them.
Yeah, it does make you think about New Year's Eve as this chance for renewal.
Right.
And not just for individuals, but for whole communities.
Yeah.
For a city like Leisfield, you know.
Yeah.
Emerging from conflict and looking towards a hopeful future.
Right.
Really special.
And unfortunately, we know that not everyone shares that sense of hope.
That's true.
During this time.
Yeah.
The Snooze News broadcast brought us a much darker story from Belasco.
Yeah, I saw that.
The suicide of Jones Clacreon Lane.
Such a tragedy.
Yeah, and it's such a stark contrast to the city's dazzling celebrations.
Right.
It's a reminder that individual struggles can persist even when surrounded by joy.
Absolutely.
And to think that his story was unfolding just a stone's throw away from the Belasco spire.
Yeah, so close.
And the timing of it all coinciding with the countdown.
Oh, wow.
It's heartbreaking.
It really is. It underscores that complexity of this holiday.
Yeah.
For some, it's a time of hope and celebration, but for others,
Right.
it can actually intensify feelings of loneliness or despair.
Right.
Yeah. It's a tough reminder to reach out to people who might be struggling,
Yeah.
especially during this time of year.
Yeah. It is a difficult reminder.
It is.
But an important one.
Yeah.
And, maybe we need those moments of reflection, even amidst the revelry, to acknowledge, the full spectrum of human experience during the holidays.
Sure.
So speaking of celebrating, let's shift gears and talk about Firwood.
Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
The FBC broadcast really highlighted their efforts to showcase local talent. Specifically, Abigail Brewer, who performs under the name Honey Pop Crisscross Applesauce.
That's quite a name.
It is quite a name.
Wow.
It definitely caught my attention.
I bet.
So Firwood had this rooftop concert featuring her.
Cool.
And they even had projected backgrounds and synchronized pyrotechnics with the clock tower.
Oh, wow. Very high tech.
And
Very cool.
they even had their own twist on the ball drop.
Oh, really?
Instead of a ball, they lowered a stained glass Ediea fir tree
Nice.
from the rooftop.
Very festive.
A local interviewed by FBC called it an unforgettable experience.
Oh, I bet.
You can really feel that positive energy radiating from that celebration.
It sounds like they did a good job of blending modern entertainment with that local charm.
Yeah.
And it's cool to see these local artists, like Abigail taking center stage.
Yeah.
Really speaks to a desire for, authentic experiences and connections within the community.
Right. And as we've been discussing these modern celebrations, I keep thinking back to the sources you sent about Black Diamond.
Oh, yeah.
Their approach to New Year's Eve is so different.
It is.
Almost a world away from fireworks and spectacle.
Right.
The Hucky Festival.
Yes, exactly.
Diamond News gave us a glimpse into these pre-colonial festivities.
Uh-huh.
It's remarkable how they've been preserved over time.
Yeah, it really is.
No fireworks at all.
Right.
Instead, they focus on food, religious rebirth, and honoring their ancestors.
But it's almost like
Yeah.
a Thanksgiving, but with those unique Edian cultural practices.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A communal feast, an emphasis on gratitude and community.
All those parallels are there,
Mm-hmm.
but Hucky also incorporates some unique elements.
Yes.
Like ceremonies for the deceased, inviting their spirits to join in the celebration.
Wow.
A really beautiful expression of reverence for their heritage
I love that.
and their ancestors.
Yeah.
And speaking of symbolism,
Right.
the clock tower in Black Diamond takes on a special significance during Hucky.
Okay.
At midnight, it symbolizes not just the passing of time,
Right.
but also the renewal of life.
Cool.
So it's a fitting culmination of the festival.
It is. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder how a place like Black Diamond,
Yeah.
in a world that's becoming, more homogenous,
Yeah.
how they've managed to hold on to such a unique identity.
Yeah.
And I think the Hucky Festival is a powerful answer to that.
It really is. It highlights their commitment
Yeah.
to preserving that cultural identity.
Mm-hmm.
And it reminds me of another source that you sent, the AEN report.
Mm-hmm.
They covered a rather unexpected event in Daclin.
Oh, yeah. The Gas Blocks building fire.
Quite a dramatic turn of events.
It was quite dramatic.
Yeah.
Especially considering the celebratory atmosphere just moments before.
Right. Imagine that fireworks, a drone,
Mm.
show pyrotechnics illuminating the skyline.
Yeah.
And then suddenly,
Yeah.
a high-rise engulfed in flames.
Right. And thankfully, the fire was reported late enough
Right.
that the celebrations weren't disrupted
Right.
and no one was injured.
That's very fortunate that the building was empty at the time.
Yeah, it really is.
But it makes you think about those fire safety measures,
Right.
especially in high-rises,
Yeah.
particularly during events when they're using pyrotechnics.
Right. And the report also mentioned
Hmm.
that there were contrasting reactions to the fire.
Right.
So in Daclin, there was a lot of relief.
Yeah.
But some residents in Fort Delta,
Mhm.
which is a more religious community,
Right.
actually view the fire as a potential act of God,
Wow.
especially considering Gas Blocks' past environmental incidents. It just highlights how an event like this can be interpreted through different lenses,
Right.
shaped by local perspectives and beliefs.
Exactly.
It adds another layer of complexity to our understanding of how Ediea experienced the start of 2025.
It does. It's fascinating how we're always drawn to like these big attention-grabbing events.
Right.
But those quiet individual stories.
Yeah.
they're often just as powerful.
Absolutely. And speaking of powerful,
Yeah.
I'm really drawn to this piece from the Ediea Gazette
Mm-hmm.
titled New Year, New Beginnings, Edia's Resolutions for 2025.
Oh, yeah.
It's not about specific events, but more of a reflection on the nation's collective hopes
Right.
and aspirations for the year ahead.
Yeah. I thought you might find that one interesting.
I do. It's really cool.
Yeah.
What made you pick this one out for me?
Well, it's like taking the pulse of Ediea as a whole.
Right.
It highlights the issues that are top of mind for the nation right now.
Yeah.
And, one big theme that emerges is economic recovery.
That makes sense after the challenges of recent years.
Right.
People want stability,
Right.
a sense of security about their future.
Absolutely. And the Gazette talks about, initiatives aimed at job creation, infrastructure development,
Really?
attracting foreign investment.
Right.
All these things that contribute to a sense of progress and growth.
Yeah.
But, it's not just about economic prosperity.
Right.
Environmental sustainability is another big theme that comes up.
Okay.
It seems like there's this growing awareness of the impact of climate change and a push for renewable energy, waste reduction, responsible resource management.
Right. All crucial steps towards a more sustainable future.
Absolutely. And they also address social issues.
Oh, interesting.
There's a call for greater inclusivity, respect for diversity, as well as, efforts to address disparities in education, healthcare, access to opportunity.
Right. So it sounds like Ediea is entering 2025 with a strong sense of purpose. They're really striving for progress on multiple fronts.
Yeah, economic, environmental, social.
Yeah,
there's definitely a sense of optimism in the Gazette.
Right.
This feeling of determination to build a better future.
Right. It's like they're looking at the new year as a chance not just to celebrate, but to set intentions.
Exactly.
For positive change.
Yeah, and those intentions that desire for a better future.
Yeah.
It ties back to what we were talking about earlier, about those personal resolutions.
Right.
While the Gazette focuses on the national level,
yeah,
those individual aspirations really do contribute to that larger picture.
Right. And it's like a microcosm of the macrocosm.
Yes.
Each person's commitment to personal growth, whether it's, eating healthier or learning a new skill or being more present with loved ones, it can have a ripple effect.
Absolutely.
And contribute to that well-being of society.
Right. Those small acts can lead to bigger changes.
And that reminds me that we were going to delve into some of those individual experiences in Ediea.
Oh, yes. Well,
you gathered a whole collection of personal blog posts and social media updates, right?
I did. It's a fascinating glimpse into how Edians across the nation were actually experiencing New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Beyond the big events and the headlines.
I'm really excited to hear about this, so lead the way.
All right. Well, one recurring theme that I noticed is the importance of family and connection.
Okay.
So many posts expressing gratitude.
Yeah.
For being able to spend time with loved ones.
Yeah.
Some describe these elaborate gatherings, while others focus on simple, intimate moments.
Okay.
But it seems like no matter how they celebrated, that sense of togetherness was paramount.
It's heartwarming to see that despite the differences in their celebrations, those core values of love and togetherness really shine through. It's something truly universal.
Absolutely. And along with those expressions of gratitude, there's a lot of reflection, too.
Okay.
People are sharing their hopes, their dreams, their resolutions for the year ahead.
Right.
Some are focused on personal growth. Others are looking to make a difference in their community.
It's inspiring to see that sense of purpose and determination.
It is.
It's a reminder that even with all the uncertainty in the world, people haven't lost sight of their power to create positive change.
Exactly. And those expressions of hope are also intertwined with some very real anxieties about the future.
Right.
Several posts mentioned concerns about the economy, political divisions, environmental challenges.
Right.
It's a reminder that even in the midst of celebration, those real life concerns, they don't just disappear.
No, they don't magically vanish at the stroke of midnight.
Right.
So it seems like the new year for many is about finding that balance, acknowledging those challenges while still holding on to hope for a brighter future.
Absolutely. It's about navigating that complexity.
Yeah.
Embracing that full spectrum of emotions that comes with a new beginning.
Yeah.
And, speaking of navigating complexities, one post that really resonated with me was from a young woman in Licefield.
Oh, yeah. the city that recently celebrated its liberation.
Right.
I'm curious, what was her perspective?
Well, she wrote about that bittersweet feeling of celebrating in a city still recovering from conflict.
Okay.
She expressed gratitude for the newfound peace, but also acknowledged the scars that remain.
Right. It's a powerful reminder that that transition from conflict to peace isn't a simple switch.
It's not.
It's a long and multifaceted process.
It really is. It makes you think about how the meaning of new beginnings can vary so drastically depending on individual circumstances.
Exactly. What else did she share?
Well, despite the challenges, she wrote about her hopes for the future and her desire to be part of rebuilding her community. It's really a testament to the resilience of the human spirit.
It is.
That ability to find hope and purpose even in the midst of adversity.
And it highlights the importance of listening to diverse voices.
Absolutely.
Especially those who have lived through such challenging experiences.
Right.
Their perspectives offer invaluable insights.
They do, and each individual story adds another layer to our understanding of a larger event.
Right. And speaking of stories, I noticed many people were sharing their favorite New Year's traditions.
Oh, yeah.
In these personal accounts.
Yeah, those traditions are so fascinating.
They are.
It's like a window into a family's or a community's unique history and values.
Yeah, tell me about some of the traditions that stood out to you.
All right, so one post described a family's tradition of writing down their worries on pieces of paper and then setting them on fire at midnight.
Oh, wow.
It's a symbolic act of releasing those burdens and starting the year fresh.
I love that.
Right.
It's playful but meaningful. What other traditions did you find?
Well, another post described a group of friends who gather every year to watch the sunrise on New Year's Day.
Oh, wow.
And they see it as a symbol of hope and renewal.
Right, a reminder that even after the darkest night, a new day always dawns.
Absolutely. It's amazing how those seemingly simple acts can hold so much meaning.
Yeah.
And they highlight the beauty of shared experiences.
Yeah.
Whether it's with family or friends.
Exactly, and it seems like those personal connections are at the heart of so many New Year's traditions.
They are. And as we delve deeper into these individual experiences, I think it's crucial to remember that.
You know, it's amazing how even the smallest traditions can foster this feeling of belonging and connection.
Yeah, it's like these rituals, whether it's watching the sunrise or, burning away your worries, they kind of create this tapestry of shared experiences, across Ediea.
And that tapestry woven from these individual threads becomes something much larger.
It speaks to like this collective human experience, this universal desire that goes beyond cultural boundaries.
This yearning for renewal that we were talking about earlier.
Exactly. That desire to, hit the reset button and step into the new year with a fresh start.
Right. And you've gathered one final set of sources for us.
I did.
Something a little different.
Yeah, a little bit different.
From the articles and broadcasts we've explored so far.
Right.
You mentioned a collection of photographs and videos captured by Edeans during their celebration.
Yeah, it's like a visual time capsule of Edea's New Year's Eve.
Okay.
And what's so striking is that these images capture both the grand and the intimate, the public and the private.
Okay.
They offer a really multifaceted perspective on how the nation welcomed 2025.
I am ready for a visual journey.
Okay, let's start with the images from Belasco. There are some breathtaking shots of the Belasco Spire illuminated by that multimedia show.
Yeah.
The fireworks exploding in all these different colors.
Wow.
The energy just leaps off the screen.
It's like we're witnessing the spectacle all over again.
It is.
But through the eyes of the people who were actually there.
Exactly.
What do you think it was like to be standing in that crowd?
Oh, I can only imagine.
Surrounded by all those lights and the music and the excitement.
It must have been incredible.
And then we see these images of people in the streets.
Right.
Their faces lit up by the fireworks, their arms linked together, sharing that moment of celebration.
It really emphasizes that feeling of unity.
It does. It's like even amidst a city known for these grand displays.
Right.
Those human connections are still at the heart of it all.
They are. And then alongside those grand scenes, we also see glimpses of those more intimate moments.
Okay.
Families gathered around the dinner table, friends sharing a toast, couples exchanging New Year's kisses. It captures, that warmth and affection that makes this holiday so special.
Yeah.
regardless of how you celebrate.
And amidst all the spectacle and the noise, it's those quiet moments of love and connection that really resonate.
Absolutely. And as we're looking through these images, we also see these unexpected, candid moments. Children's eyes wide with wonder at the fireworks. A couple caught in a spontaneous dance in the street. Friends laughing at some silly New Year's resolution.
It's those unscripted moments, those bursts of genuine emotion and connection that create the most lasting memories.
They do. What else have we got?
Well, alongside those joyful scenes, there are also images that capture those quiet moments of reflection.
Right.
A solitary figure watching the sunrise. A family bowed in prayer.
Yeah.
A young woman writing thoughtfully in her journal.
It reminds us that the new year is not just about celebration.
Right.
It's also about introspection.
Yeah, those quiet moments are powerful.
They are. It's like we're seeing that full spectrum of human experience reflected in these pictures.
Yeah.
The joy, the excitement, the gratitude.
Right.
The reflection.
Yeah.
Even maybe a touch of melancholy.
It's remarkable how these images can evoke such strong emotions.
Yes, it is.
And tell such compelling stories.
Yeah.
Without a single word.
It's true. And by piecing together these individual snapshots, we've gained a much richer and more nuanced understanding of how Ediea celebrated the start of the year.
What a journey it's been.
It has been.
We've experienced Edia's New Year's Eve from every angle.
We have.
The spectacle, the local traditions, the personal reflections, the unexpected moments, the quiet contemplations.
It's been an honor to explore this with you.
It really has, and I hope that you, our listener, as you move through 2025, you'll take a moment to reflect on your own experiences and aspirations.
Yeah, what traditions do you hold dear?
What hopes and dreams do you carry in your heart?
How can you contribute to building a brighter future for yourself and for your community?
That's a beautiful thought to leave our listener with.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Edia's New Year celebrations.
And we wish you all the best for a happy, healthy, and fulfilling 2025.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep